Hello again. I want to talk a little bit about a product here that I'm showing here called Gtechniq C4, and this is a follow-up video. I made a video about this product a few years ago when I first applied it, and this is a follow-up video. And just for full disclaimer, I don't get anything for this. Nobody is sponsoring me. My channel is not monetized. It's nothing but a hobby, and I make these videos just in case it helps somebody else out, and that's all it's for. So I have absolutely nothing to gain by promoting this product in any way. So for the impatient people who want the teal deer, I'm very satisfied with this product. It does everything that it promises, and it pretty much it lives up to expectations. It doesn't do anything that I can't live with. There's no real bad aspects. It pretty much does what the instruction says. So I'm going to show you now what the results are of this product over the long term, and what the results are of the long term. If you can see here, the results are it wears off completely. But the thing is, they said it would wear off. It's in the instructions, by the way. I robbed you of the unboxing experience here, but yeah, this is what you get in the box. You get, and this stuff is not cheap either. This is about, I don't know, I think I paid about 50 bucks. And this is the big bottle too. You can get the bottle in two sizes, I think, and this is the larger one. And how many? It doesn't have the it doesn't have the volume of the product that's in here. There it is, 30 milliliters. Okay, so this is the 30 milliliter bottle, and I believe there's a smaller, like a 10 or a 20. This is the larger one, and you'll need it. I recommend you get the larger. If you have an Avalanche and you want to do your Avalanche trim, you're going to need the big bottle. And anyway, so that's what you get. You get that little bottle there, and you get this packet with applicator pads and a window decal. And I didn't use any of it. You can basically get yourself any kind of soft cotton. I was just using, pieces of t-shirt rag, but you've got them there if you need them. I just didn't use them. So, and this is, I bought more than one box of this. I bought more to have it for later, and so I will be needing to reapply. And so that's basically the gist of this review here. In the instructions, they tell you, and I talked about this in the other video, they tell you that this product has a lifespan of about 2 years. You can expect 2 years of protection on it. So I said, well, let's see what happens. And I put this on, let's see, it was probably December of 21, but the vehicle was not on the road at the time. And all of this trim was off too. I had this trim sitting on a bench. I did not have it mounted on the vehicle. So I applied it in winter of 21, and then in spring of 22, that's when it went out on the road and started getting exposure to weather. And I think I made a video about how it looks and everything about that time. Well, I know I made a video, and I think it was about that time. It might have been like summer or fall or whatever. But anyway, this is basically what I started out with. This very badly faded, the bridge section and the two sail sections here. They're badly faded. Now, what you have here, this is new. This has been replaced, and I made some comparison about this before. When I applied this product at first, it brought back the color of this to where it matched this. I'm telling you, it matched it. If you don't believe me, go look at the video and you'll see. It matched it. Well, now it doesn't. And they tell you that it wears off in about 2 years, and it did. And the thing that I like about the way it wears off, though, is it wears off gracefully, because it is a coating. And it kind of goes on like a clear coat. And I was wondering, well, what happens when it starts to fail? Does it start to just break off and peel off in sheets? Well, no, it doesn't. What it does is it just it grows old gracefully, and it just kind of fades away, and it's gone, And I kept an eye on it, and I did not see any evidence of, you know, of material peeling off or anything like that. And it just kind of, you know, now it needs to be redone. And so, you know, I'll get 2 years out of it. And, you know, when I do this, it'll match this again. And I'm probably just going to have to do all of the new cladding. This truck has all new cladding, okay? All of the cladding is new, all around the bottom, except this running board is not new. This running board was done with Gtechniq 2, okay? But the fading is different. First of all, it's got a load of dust on it. It's, you know, you can see the truck is dirty right now. I live on a dirt road, so this here is dust, and this is loaded with dust, so the color's a little bit better on this. So what makes the difference is sun exposure, okay? This thing is down low, and this is where my feet step on it, and that's another thing. It seems to take the wear pretty good. You know, it might be worn off here, I don't know, and this is just, you know, my feet from stepping in and out of it. This is the driver's door here, and then so, and you know, you've got some bird crap and stuff landed on it, and but the thing is, the running board cladding is not new, it's original. I couldn't get it as a replacement. Everything I could get as a replacement, I got, so that's a replacement. And, you know, that's new. The front bumper cover is new. And pretty much everything else is new, except the running boards and the sail panel and the bridge panel. And there's one little thing back here, too. Oh, yeah, and these, the tonneau cover sections, they are not new either, and they've done the same thing. They've faded back to their original. I put a coat of C4 on them, and you know, they were at a couple of years ago at their peak of good looks. They were matching this color here, and the same goes for here. This was matching this. Okay, and then there's only one other thing. Let me see if I can. Okay, this is not new. This is new though. The bumper cover is new, and this little door here, okay, that's not new. And but I restored that with the C4, and it still matches pretty good. Now this was not as badly faded though. And what makes the difference is, you know, how high on the vehicle it is. If it's up high and it's getting a lot of sun beating down on it, that's what makes the difference. So, you know, here's an example of something that was brought back with C4, and it's still holding up. The weather has not, you know, it did not match this exactly. It was a little bit faded, just not horribly faded, but there was a difference, and now there isn't. And, you know, I don't have to redo this, but I'm going to have to redo the tonneau covers, and I'm going to have to redo the sail panels. But the thing is, you know, I expected that. They told you that. They told me that in the instructions, that it only lasts for, it says up to 2 years. Well, I got my 2 years out of it. So there's the other side's running board, and it's covered with dust. And, you know, this is dust here too. This is new cladding. So that's what you can expect. And what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to pick a day and clean these off and reapply, and it'll just take reapplication for a couple years. And you know, so my analysis of the product, my review, is that it works. It does what it was supposed to do, and the important thing is it leaves, when it wears off and it needs reapplication, you find your cladding in exactly the same condition as when you started. It doesn't do anything. Okay, there's nothing you have to do to this cladding to prepare it that's going to alter it in any way. You don't have to do anything permanent to it. So, you know, if you try this stuff and, you know, and it works, and then it wears off, and then you have to reapply, or maybe you decide not to reapply, basically you are left with cladding that's exactly the same as you started. It has done absolutely nothing, you know, it doesn't do anything to it, doesn't change anything, does not make any permanent, irreversible alterations like painting your cladding will, and I'll talk about that later. But anyways, there's some other products that I've been trying, and this product here is this basically I'm not going to use it I was using it on my cladding, and what I found is it basically water just rinses it right off. It doesn't, you know, that's the thing. You put this C4 on there, and you can go ahead and you can wash and scrub. I mean, you can. When I wash the truck, and I got a pressure washer, and I got a pole with a brush on it, and I'm dunking it in the soapy water, and I scrub the whole thing, and you can scrub this. Okay, this product is scrubbable. You don't have to worry. It will not wash off. Okay, products like this, and this is basically like an Armor All type of product, and that's all it's good for. And it's no good for cladding because when it's out in the weather, when it's out in the rain, it washes right off. By the way, this cladding is new. Okay, so you see here, this is old and this is new, and the C4 will bring this back to pretty damn close to this shade. You can still see some of the blotch through there, but it makes it much better in its appearance. So all of this is new, and the bumper is new and everything. And you know, the thing I thought this was going to be a good product to help preserve the new cladding, because I haven't put C4 on the new cladding. Well, now I'm starting to get the idea that maybe I should put the C4 on all the cladding, because I was only using the C4 on the, you know, the cladding that I have that is that's been sun ravaged. Okay, so I was not putting C4 on this. This has never had C4. This has never had C4. None of this has had C4. Now, I have been using this, and it just washes off. I see it all the time. What happens is anything that's above the paint, and then you'll see streaks. And it doesn't have to even be rain. It could be a humid night and dew, okay? There's condensation all over. And then the water where it dribbled down, and you'll see streaks. You'll see streaks of this product, okay? And you have to really wipe off all the excess and buff it really hard. And it's even still, what happens is anything that's on there, water just starts to rinse it off, and a little bit of water, and you'll see the streaks coming down. And you see the streak right here. That happens just, you know, the truck is dirty. But what that does there is you get that streak because dirty water comes through here, and it dribbles down there. So anyways, you know, that's just how the thing is made with that utility cover lid there. So anyways, you'll see this stuff is just being rinsed off of there, and it happens here and all the way. They're just streaks. So you're going to see streaks that look like this, and they're just going to be across everywhere, you know. And you don't see them on the bottom because there's no paint for it to run down to. But what you do, you know, it still wears off. So anyway, products like this, I do not recommend them for any kind of outdoor use. This, as far as I'm concerned, this is good for interior use. Put it on your you know, dashboard door panels and things like that. But for outside exposure, nah, not gonna work. So I've given up on that, and I'm probably gonna go with C4 on everything now. And I got to recoat, you know, the faded cladding, and I'm just going to recoat everything. And basically, I will be using this as a protectant instead of a restorer. Now, getting to the topic of painting your cladding, well, I'm going to talk about why you should never paint your cladding. Do not, I cannot emphasize this strongly enough, do not paint your cladding. I'm going to talk about the reason why. And I see a lot of people, they think that painting your cladding is it's the solution, it's the good thing, that if you just do that, and then your truck, your Avalanche will look great. Paint your cladding. Well, I'm telling you, I know a thing or two about automotive paints, okay? I got a little project here that, by the way, that truck out there, I painted that. And I'm going to paint this next. The condition that you see this car in, that truck out there was in this condition about 4 or 5 years ago. So anyways, I'll talk a little bit about why you should not paint your cladding. Do not paint your cladding. What I'm going to show you here is this is a plastic item, and this is made out of very similar plastic to that cladding. And what's in here? This is the remnants of. This is a product that I use. A very aggressive. Let me see here. This is a very aggressive product that I use for. And I made videos about this or whatever, but this has extremely aggressive adhesion. I have never seen anything that has stronger adhesion than this product. This product, the reason why I have these plastic containers is because you cannot reseal this product in its original container. If you try to put that metal lid back on there, this product will glue that metal lid on there so tight you'll have to cut your way in with a chisel. You are never going to pry that lid off again. That's how strong the adhesion is, okay? But this stuff doesn't stick to plastic. That's why I use this stuff in the plastic containers. Basically, you have to open this container up one time. You're never going to reseal it again, and you're just going to use what you use, and anything that's left over has to go in a plastic container like this. That's what I've got them for. And what I'm going to show you here, dump all this out just for demonstration purposes. This is the dried product. You can see where it went up inside the handle there. It went up inside this handle, and you can see the threads of the cap, right around that shoulder. Okay, you get the idea. And anyways, what I do with this is I reuse these. I have reused these a lot. This thing has been filled up and cleaned out, I don't know, probably about 20 times. Okay, and even though that product is in there, this stuff is as hard as a rock, and it will stick to steel like you wouldn't believe, okay? But it won't stick to this plastic. And the reason why is nothing sticks to this plastic. It's just how it is. Nothing sticks. It kind of sticks, but you can crack it off of there. You can get under it with a little screwdriver or something. I can stick an air hose in here. That's how I clean most of them out. All you have to do is get under it and blast a little bit of air, and it just starts blowing out of there, and it breaks off in big pieces, as you can see here. Just big pieces just come flying out of there. Okay, well, what I'm trying to get across here is this plastic. This is pretty much the same kind of plastic that cladding is made of. Now, there are automotive applications for plastic that does get painted, because there are different types of plastic, and there are some types of plastic that will take paint better than others, and they have to be prepped. Okay, they have to. There's certain products that you have to use to promote adhesion. Okay, and certain procedures, prep procedures, and you can get certain types of plastic to take paint and take paint as well enough for exterior automotive applications without having it break loose and fly off. Okay, but it's got to be the right kind of plastic, and there are certain types of plastics that will just never work. And it just so happens that cladding is made out of plastic like this, the kind of plastic where paint will never stick to it. Now, if you take and rough this stuff up, okay, and there is, the bottom of this, it got roughed up from me scraping it with a screwdriver and stuff, and it's kind of starting to stick in there, and it's going to take a little bit of work to get it loose if I really care. This isn't the last one of these I've had. I got lots of them. But anyways, I'm just showing you this for demonstration purposes. Yes, people have painted their cladding, and I've seen them do it, okay? And they think, oh, yeah, it looks great now, and it might look great for a few years, but eventually that paint is going to break loose, because you'll never get 100% adhesion to plastic of certain types. And that, just take it from me, okay? I've seen it happen enough times that cladding is not suitable for painting. You just can't paint it. Forget it. Okay? And if you want to get any adhesion at all, you're going to have to prep that cladding, which means you're going to have to sand it. You'll have to sand every inch of it. You'll have to sand it like you'll have to just viciously scratch it up. I'm not talking about scuffing it with fine paper. You have to sand it with something coarse, and just what's going to happen is you're going to permanently alter that plastic. Okay, so that means, yeah, it'll be great because you're going to paint it, but when that paint fails, and it will fail, and it'll take a couple of years, but there'll be places where it'll just start flying off there, because no matter what you do, you may have been able to improve adhesion by sanding it and prepping it and so forth, but you will never get 100% adhesion on this kind of plastic. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. You will never get 100% adhesion on that Avalanche cladding plastic. It will not work. And I've seen guys who did it and it failed. I see it all the time. I saw a YouTube video of a guy, he did it, and he thought he was going to get away with it because he said, oh, well, the problem is that the coating doesn't wrap around all the way to the inside, so I took all the cladding off. This guy, this video is probably, I don't know, it's years old. It's probably 10 years old by now. He never made a follow-up video, and he says, I've got it licked, I've got it figured out. We took all of the cladding off and we painted both sides and made sure that, you know, the coating wrapped around from the outside to the inside, so the film is never interrupted, and that's going to stop the you know, it'll leave no place for the weather to get under it. Well, you're wrong. Okay, what happens is you can crack that stuff off from flexing. I'm doing this right now. I do this when I need to get everything out of the middle of these. I can just take and flex them, and it starts cracking. Okay, just from, well, that's what happens when it's out in the weather. Okay, and it's expanding from thermal cycling and things like that, and it's being flexed. Okay, and that paint's going to start cracking loose somewhere because you are not going to get 100% adhesion. You might have got 50% adhesion, maybe 60% adhesion, but you did not get 100%. And there's going to be places on that cladding, and it's going to happen, and you're going to be heartbroken when it does. Okay, and that's why, you know, people are asking in the comments. They're asking this guy, so how did it turn out? This is comments years later. How did it turn out? How did it hold up? Did your idea work? And he didn't answer any of them. And I know the reason why he didn't answer any of them. He probably got rid of that Avalanche by now. He probably got rid of it, you know, before the cladding got too bad, and let it be somebody else's problem. But I guarantee that paint's flying off. Well, this is the point I'm trying to make, though. When you paint your cladding, you have to do drastic things to it. You have to sand it, and that cladding is permanently damaged now. Okay, so now you've sanded your cladding, and there's no coming back from that. You painted it. The paint failed. So what do? Go back to plan, you know, to another plan and start over? Well, you can't, because you sanded your cladding, man. Your cladding is ruined now. You took a sander to it, and you totally scuffed and sanded it, and it looks like hell without the paint on it, and the paint won't stay on. And so you're left with a situation like that, you know. And you've turned all your cladding into junk. And the thing is, that cladding is not replaceable. Okay, even the new cladding that I bought, that was years ago, GM discontinued it. You can't get it now. So, and if you guys out there, if you have good cladding, or I mean cladding that hasn't been adulterated by somebody running sandpaper over it, but it's faded and shot, if I were you, I would go to the G4 and just go that way, because it'll get you a couple of years of good looks. Okay, and then when it fades away and you'll have to redo it, at least the cladding that you start over with hasn't been adulterated. But if you painted your cladding, then, you know, you're stuck with cladding that's been ruined. You cannot replace it because nobody is making it new. I wish they would. I know that Dorman makes this piece here. Okay, that's all they make. They make this piece, and this is a GM piece, but Dorman makes a copy of this. And you can't get these from GM anymore. I checked. They were basically, it's all new old stock. This here, I bought the very last one. You can't get this. I know you can't. Right? And I checked on these door panels, and they were available for a while. Not anymore. And basically, what I'm trying to tell you is, if you take and you do any kind of permanent damage to any of this cladding, then that's it. It's permanent. There's no turning back. You're not going to be able to replace it. So I already know you can't get these sail panels. That was the one thing. I wish, if anybody out there from Dorman is listening, make the sail panels. People will buy them, because those are the ones that get faded really bad. And I'd buy a set right now, but you can't get them. So I'm not going to sand this. And when these need to be redone, I'm going to use this product here, because so far this works. You know, if they came out with a version of this that lasted 5 years instead of 2 years, that would be even better. But I did get 2 years out of it. I got 2 years of honest wear, 2 years plus. Okay, so that's why I recommend this product, and I like it. So, and I don't recommend products like this, and I'm not going to use that anymore. So I guess that's going to be all for now. Thanks for watching. So long.